In this movie, we're going to look at the correct way to pick pome fruit. As apples and pears are the main types of pome fruit grown commercially, we're going to concentrate on them. The farmer has to be absolutely sure that he's picking his apples and pears at the best possible moment. There are a number of ways to determine this. He can measure sugar content, the pressure of the flesh, and he can look at the size and color of the fruit. However, to be absolutely sure, most farmers will send samples of the crop to laboratories where the optimum picking dates for apples and pears can be accurately determined. The sugar test is done by cutting an apple in half and dipping it in an iodine solution. The starch in the fruit will turn black and the sugars will turn white. The picking action for apples is very important. A torn or bruised apple is of no use as a dessert fruit. The correct way to pick an apple is to place the hand around the apple and lift. The stem must come away with the apple. One apple per hand is the way to go. If two apples are picked with one hand, the fruit can become bruised. Squeezing the apple can also cause hand bruising. Most professional pickers will pick an apple in each hand and place them gently in the picking bag. Apples should not be dropped into the bag onto the other apples, as this will also cause bruising. When picking green and yellow apples such as Granny Smith or Golden Delicious, the entire crop is usually picked at one time. This is known as strip picking or skoonpluk. Bicolored apples such as Pink Lady and Royal Gala will be taken from the tree at 2 or 3 different times. Some fruit will color up faster than others, so the red apples will be picked and the non-colored apples will stay on the tree to be picked a little later. Once they are full, the bags are emptied gently into the bins. Third-grade fruit that is not of the quality to be sold as dessert fruit is sorted at this stage and will go to the juicing plants. To shield them from the sun and prevent the possibility of sunburn in the bin, wet blankets can be draped over the apples when the bin is full. This will have the extra advantage of cooling the fruit. Apples will develop up to 10% more sugar after they are picked. They can be cold stored for up to 12 months in the cases of certain cultivars like Sundowner. Other cultivars, such as Royal Gala, will only last for 3 months in cold storage, after which they will become floury. Apples are picked ripe off the tree. However, for some apples, the acid content is quite high and they will not taste sweet. They need to be put into cold storage at approximately 0 degrees centigrade for a few weeks until the acid content has dropped. Determining the correct time to harvest pears is mainly done by pressure testing. The farmer cuts the skin from both cheeks of the fruit and uses a penetrometer to determine the pressure of the flesh. This test will be done each week and the fruit is picked at between 4 and 8 kilograms of pressure.
7.2.
Pears are harvested in a very similar way to apples. However, pears are picked hard and are not as susceptible to bruising. Hold the pear in the palm of your hand and lift until the stem detaches from the branch at the abscission layer. It's critical that the stem is not broken. A sharp, broken stem will pierce the skin of the fruit next to it, and fruit with stem punctures will be rejected for dessert consumption. Pear color development happens early in the season, in the first 4 weeks after blossom, so color is not an indication of maturity. Green and bicolor pears are to be picked in 1 or 2 picks, taking those of the correct size and leaving the smaller fruit on the tree. Pears suffer from rub marks just like plums. Care should be taken when they are placed into the bin. Pears are taken to the cold store in the bins. They will not ripen if they don't have a cold shock. No pear is ever packed warm. As with all fruit types, care must be taken when picking to ensure that the apples and pears reach the consumer in the best condition.